Okay, so I tried to upload the follow-up to that previous message, but it wouldn't load up. So let me abbreviate it. I was reading in Mark chapter 10 about a rich, well, okay, first of all, they bring little children to Jesus, or Yeshua, that he might lay his hands on them and bless them. His disciples try to say, oh, he's too busy. He doesn't have time for that. Jesus, Yeshua, he was indignant. He said, suffer the little children to come to me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. Then the rich young ruler runs to him. He kneels down and he says, oh, good master, what must I do that I may inherit eternal life? And then Yeshua, or Jesus, he says, why callest thou me good? There is one good, only God. It's interesting that he says that, because I know it said in Psalm 37, mark the perfect, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, or Yahweh, and he delighteth in his way. But anyway, Yeshua says, well, keep the commandments. And he says, what are the commandments? Honor thy father and thy mother, don't commit adultery, etc. I don't know. The young man says, no, I've done that. All from my youth, I've done all that. Okay, what do I lack? And it says, Yeshua looked at him and he loved him. He said, one thing thou lackest. Sell thy possessions, give to the poor. Thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and then come and follow me. And the rich young ruler went away sorrowful, because he had much riches. And then Yeshua said, how hard is it for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven? It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Then his disciples said, who then can be saved? He said, with man it's impossible, but with God all things are possible. And just like it says that Yeshua loved that rich young ruler, Simon and Daniel, the king's looking for you. You might wonder, why is he doing this? Can't he see I've got my life? I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm fighting the flat earthers. That's what I do. Like, leave me alone already. Well, I pray that you'll understand that there is such a thing as God doing that. You don't want that. When the king's looking for you, it's important to not take that for granted, because he's got good things in store for you, but it's important to discern what's actually good. I thought I knew what I thought I knew what was good. I blew a lot of money because I thought I was gonna make a lot of money. I just can't say it turned out the way I had hoped. But I also discovered the truth that the earth is flat. And I wanted it. But then I've had to realize other people don't want it. And why don't they want it? Well, I guess for one thing, they love their lives. I hated my life. I've hated my life for a long time, so it was no problem for me to acknowledge the truth that the earth is flat, but certain other people love their lives. They just think, I don't want my life turned upside down. All I can tell you is it is like a camel going through the eye of a needle, and it's a test. You do have to pass the test. I pray that you will. And you won't be disappointed, okay? The Lord, or Yahweh, redeemeth the soul of his servants, and to none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Psalm 34:22. Oh,
Simon, Daniel, judged of God, or God is my judge. The king's looking for you. That's all I can say. That's a message straight from him. He's the one that gave me the idea to give you credit where it was due, and your response has been very humbling. And you know, a friend sent me a message on Facebook where he was saying that he was preparing his daughter's lunch last Animal and Man Day, also known as Friday, and he was watching you because he's subscribed to you, and then he saw that I was featured on your in your video because I know this guy. I used to work with him in Winnipeg. But you're one of the main reasons that why this guy still believes the Earth is a spherical planet orbiting the sun. So you have a lot of influence over people. And I want to give you a challenge to use that influence for good. And again, I know it's tempting to say that we don't feel the Earth's rotation in our stomachs because just like you can be traveling on a train or being pulled by a tractor, even jumping up and down on a trampoline, but I do believe that's comparing apples and oranges because you're showing me examples of people traveling in a straight line, but the spherical theories tell me that I am traveling in a huge, not just in a circle, in a huge, massive 8,000 mile diameter circle at the equator. Well, in my opinion, I'd be mega feeling that in my stomach. And here's the only thing. I know what it's like when you don't want to lose face. Nobody likes to lose face. All I can tell you is if you stick with the Earth being a spherical planet, sooner or later you're gonna lose face. You can't win. There's no way you can win. Any more than Goliath could win in 1 Samuel 17 when David took 5 smooth stones from the brook and he took his staff and his sling and he approached the giant. That giant could not win. In like manner, the spherical theories cannot win. And the longer you contend that they are true is the longer you're simply fighting a losing battle, even though it doesn't seem that way. It says in one, I guess Paul wrote it in one of his epistles, these things are written for our learning. That rich young ruler who went away sad because he had so much possessions. My challenge would be learn from that guy's mistake. And when he's ready to redeem you, don't go away sorrowful, thinking about everything you could lose. If you lose your life for his sake, you will find it. I know this from experience. I have lost my life for his sake a long time ago, and I have found it. But I can tell you, Simon, Daniel, and your followers, God is such an amazingly good God. And he's overruling. And he's calling you, but are you hearing him? Because not every voice out there is the voice of the Good Shepherd. You have to learn how to discern that. And one other thought is, I said you go to the Calgary Stampede or the exhibition or whatever. You could ride the teacups, you could ride the Gravitron, the rotor, but you know the ride the Zipper? So I was thinking about how not only are we supposed to be spinning in a circle on the spherical planet of Earth, but then also orbiting around the sun. So that's a lot like the zipper. You got your little car that's going like this, but then you got the bigger thing that goes like this. That's where P-Brain does get it right in his video where he talks about this. He's just, that whole thing about water flying off, I understand why you don't find that very convincing, but and then the vacuum, supposed vacuum surrounding the Earth would just suck, would really suck. It just would suck. I know people deny that and think gravity would save them. I don't know why they think that. Other than they don't want to lose face, and I do get that. Can't worry about losing face. Saving face is overrated. If you have to lose face, just go ahead and do it and get it over with and do the right thing. God is a good God, but he's also terrible. And he's jealous, and he's watching us. And he's sifting us. And my challenge would be to be the wheat. Even continue to be the wheat. And the whole showing respect thing, no, that's great. That's one of the things I've learned to appreciate. But if you're arguing in favor of the spherical theories, it's only a matter of time before you're going to realize that that was a mistake. Again, in my opinion, and you know. Also, I don't know if you can see the moon tonight. It's raining here, but it's a waxing sliver moon. Simply look at that moon and really ask yourself where the sun would have to be to light that moon, and then project it back. How many miles away is the sun supposed to be again? My challenge would be to count to that number, and I'm not asking you to do anything I have not already done. Happy Shabbat or rest day, and good night.